Welcome back to my channel Liberty Old Coin, and thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we are diving deep into a coin that has been the subject of endless chatter online and down at the local coin clubs. The 1995 Australian $1 featuring Queen Elizabeth II coin. First up, let's get one thing straight right from the beginning. We are talking about one single coin here. I'm holding in my hand, or referring to, just a singular 1995 Australian $1 coin. However, here is the catch that 99% of people miss. This coin is a shapeshifter. When people say 1995 $1, they are actually talking about an entire family of coins, and the value between these different family members is absolutely astronomical. You could have a common coin worth a cup of coffee, or a rare collector's item worth several $100s. It all depends on which specific coin you actually own. Now, let's dive deep into the history, because this coin tells a very specific story about Australia in the mid-90s. The $1 coin had only been around for about a decade, having replaced the paper note in 1984. By 1995, the Royal Australian Mint was firing on all cylinders, producing millions of these golden-colored beauties for daily commerce. The standard design you would get as change at a grocery store featured the iconic mob of roos. That classic image of 5 bounding kangaroos designed by Stuart Devlin, which is instantly recognizable to anyone who has ever handled Australian currency. But here is where the plot thickens dramatically. In 1995, Australia was not just making coins for the shops. They were also celebrating the Queen's legacy and their own natural heritage by producing some seriously special editions. This was the era when the Perth Mint really started flexing its muscles with high-quality silver bullion coins. The year 1995 saw the release of the 1-ounce silver Kangaroo and the silver Kookaburra. These weren't meant for your pocket. They were meant for collectors and investors, which instantly makes them much rarer than the standard change in your jar. So why are some of these coins considered so incredibly valuable? It really comes down to 2 words: rarity and metal content. Let's look at the standard mob of roos coin first. The Royal Australian Mint produced a staggering 21.4 million of those aluminum bronze coins. That is a massive number, and frankly, finding one in your change is not a big deal. Because there are so many of them, the standard circulated version is worth face value, or maybe $5 to $15 if it is in perfect, untouched condition. It is common, but that does not mean the entire year is a bust. You have to look closer. The real treasure, the real gold mine, lies in the silver issues that came out of the Perth Mint. For example, the 1995 1-ounce silver Kangaroo coin had a mintage of just 2,500 pieces. Let that number sink in for a second. 2,500 versus 21 million. That scarcity is what drives the price through the roof. When you have a coin made of 0.999 fine silver, weighing a full ounce, and only a handful were ever made, you are looking at a true collector's gem. This specific version, in mint state condition, carries a graysheet melt value of over $85 just for the silver, but its numismatic value pushes it much higher than that. Let me give you the hard numbers and the maximum price you can actually sell these for, because I know that is why you are really here. For the standard 1995 circulating mob of roos coin, you are looking at face value up to about $20 for a flawless graded coin. But that is peanuts. For the 1995 silver Kangaroo with the ultra-low mintage, dealers and auction houses value that coin at around $115 to $150 in MS65 condition. The Kookaburra silver bullion coins, while slightly more common with a mintage of around 300,000, still regularly sell for $40 to $80 depending on the market. But wait, we haven't even touched the apex of this mountain yet. If you want to know the absolute maximum value, the holy grail of 1995 $1 coins, you need to look for the errors in the gold. I found a verified auction record for a 1995 $1 coin that was struck on a 10-cent blank by mistake. This strike, this beautiful error, sold at auction for a hammer price of $2,000, and that does not even include the buyer's premium. That is the kind of life-changing pocket change we are talking about today. So I know some of you might be holding your standard aluminum bronze coin and feeling a little disappointed. Please do not walk away yet. The value of a coin is not just about the dollar amount you sell it for. It is about the knowledge and the hunt. Even your common coin is valuable because it serves as the baseline for comparison. You need to know the cheap one to recognize the expensive one. Plus, condition is king. A perfect uncirculated standard 1995 dollar can still fetch around $20 to $30, which is a 20x to 30x return on its face value. That is a fantastic return on investment for a piece of metal that was sitting in an old purse. Let me inspire you with what is actually out there. Imagine pulling out a 1995 silver Kangaroo. Because only 2,500 exist, finding one is like finding a needle in a haystack. If you have one, or if you go to an estate sale or a flea market and spot one, you are holding a piece of history that is worth serious money. The design itself is stunning. A forward-facing kangaroo head with intricate fur details that the standard coin just does not have. It is heavier, it is shinier, and it screams quality. And do not forget the Kookaburra series. The 1995 issue is sought after because it is an early year in that famous series. Collectors love completing sets. If you have the 1995, you are one step closer to owning the entire run from 1990 to today. That drives up the demand significantly. On sites like Katawiki and eBay, we see these coins consistently moving. They are liquid assets. You can sell them quickly because the silver price gives them a solid floor value, and the rarity adds the premium on top. Now, how do you know which one you have? You need to look at the reverse side. Is it 5 kangaroos bounding across the field? That is the standard mob of roos. Is it a single large kangaroo head? That is the high-value silver kangaroo bullion coin. Is it a laughing kookaburra sitting on a branch? That is the silver kookaburra. You also need to check the edge and the weight. The silver coins are much heavier than the aluminum bronze ones. A standard coin weighs 9 grams. The silver 1-ounce coins weigh 31.1 grams. If it feels heavy in your hand, you have hit the jackpot. The maximum price I can confidently tell you to aim for is $2,000 for the error coin struck on the wrong metal blank. However, for the standard silver kangaroo, you can easily ask for $150 to $200 if it is professionally graded and encapsulated. For the standard circulated coin, while it is not a retirement ticket, it is valuable to a young collector just starting out. Every coin has a buyer, and every coin has a story. Your job is to be the storyteller and the savvy investor. I want you to look at your 1995 coin with new eyes tonight. Do not just see a dollar. See the 31 years of history it has survived. See the Queen's portrait by Raphael Makhlouf, a design that is no longer being made. See the potential for that elusive error or that rare silver strike. The treasure hunt is the most valuable part of this hobby. So go check your change jar, go look in that old box in the attic. You just might be holding the $2,000 coin we talked about today. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting. Next coin today, we are diving deep into a piece of Australian history that is quietly sitting in millions of coin jars, purses, and drawers across the country. We are talking about the 2001 Australian 50-cent coin, specifically the Centenary of Federation issue featuring the beautiful Australian coat of arms. This is not just any 50-cent piece, and I am here to tell you exactly why what you are holding could be far more significant than the loose change you think it is. Let's get one thing perfectly clear right from the start. In the entire history of the Royal Australian Mint, the year 2001 stands out as a remarkable anomaly. No regular, standard issue 50-cent coins were produced that year. The normal 50-cent piece you see with the kangaroo and emu on either side of the shield simply does not exist for 2001. Instead, the mint switched entirely to commemorative coins, making every single 2001 50-cent coin a collectible from the moment it was struck. So what exactly do you have in your hands? You are holding a copper-nickel coin weighing 15.55 grams and measuring 31.65 millimeters in diameter. The obverse features the fourth portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. The reverse is the iconic Commonwealth coat of arms, but the story runs much deeper than just this single design, and this is where the true value begins to reveal itself. The history behind this coin is what gives it its soul. The year 2001 marked the Centenary of Federation in Australia, celebrating 100 years since the formation of the Commonwealth of Australia on the 1st of January, 1901. To honor this massive milestone, the Mint released an extraordinary series of 9 distinct 50-cent coins. While the coin you are looking at features the national coat of arms, the other 8 represent the 6 states and 2 territories. That means we have coins for New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, Tasmania, the Australian Capital Territory, and the Northern Territory. Each of these coins carries a specific mintage number, and this is the single most important factor in determining just how much money you are looking at. The National Commonwealth Coat of Arms coin you have was struck 43,150,000 times. That sounds like a lot, and it is, but wait until you see the numbers for the states. New South Wales had 3,042,000 coins minted. Victoria came in at 2,105,000. Queensland was even lower with just 1,956,000. Western Australia saw 2,400,000 coins leave the mint. Tasmania had a tiny run of 1,336,000. South Australia produced 1,746,000. The Australian Capital Territory had a mintage of 2,010,000. And the rarest of the circulating set is the Northern Territory, with a mere 1,144,000 coins ever made. Now, why should you be excited about these numbers? Because low mintage directly translates to high demand and skyrocketing value. When you have coins like the Northern Territory issue with just over 1 million pieces in existence, collectors go to war for them. You are not just holding 50 cents. You are holding a piece of limited edition history that becomes harder to find with each passing year. The value of the 2001 Centenary of Federation 50-cent coins differs widely based on these factors, but well-preserved coins are fetching serious premiums. Let me give you the current market reality. You can forget the face value. Right now, on the open market, the value of these state and territory coins ranges from $4 to over $10 in circulated condition. If you have a coin that is uncirculated or in mint state, you are looking at $15 to $25 easily. But that is just the starting line. I want to show you where the real money is hiding because I know that is what you came here to discover. The maximum value for these coins is not found in a change jar, but in the pristine, graded examples that have been preserved perfectly for 25 years. Professional coin grading services like PCGS and NGC have recorded sales that will make your jaw drop. In June of 2006, a Northern Territory 50-cent coin graded MS63 sold at a Heritage Auctions event for $690. That is nearly 1,400 times its face value, just for one single coin. Let that sink in for a moment. A piece of metal that was once in someone's pocket is now worth more than a week's groceries. I want to push the envelope even further for you. The ultimate prize in this series is the proof quality coins, which are specially made for collectors with mirror-like finishes. A proof Queensland 50-cent coin, graded a perfect PR70 Deep Cameo by PCGS, achieved a sale price of $136. Now, you might think that is a far cry from $600, but remember, that is for one single coin in the highest possible grade. Collectors love building full sets, and when you combine all 9 of these coins in mint condition, the full collection routinely sells for between $150 and $300. Can this coin become even more valuable in the future? Absolutely, 100% yes. As the years progress, the scarcity of these 2001 coins is likely to increase, potentially boosting their value even further. We are already 25 years past their release, and coins are being lost, damaged, or pulled out of circulation every single day. The supply is only going down, while the demand from a new generation of collectors is constantly rising. This is the textbook definition of a sound investment. I want you to look at this coin with new eyes tonight. Do not see a 50-cent piece. See the 100 years of history it represents. See the tiny mintage numbers that make it a treasure hunt. See the potential for that perfect, uncirculated gem that could be hiding in your own home. The 2001 Centenary of Federation 50-cent coin is a masterpiece of Australian numismatics, and it is only going to grow in value and legend as the decades roll on. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep your eyes open and your collection safe. The next time you see that 2001 date, remember the numbers I gave you today. Check the state, check the condition, and know that you could be holding a piece of Australian history that is worth far more than the metal it is stamped on. Happy hunting, everyone.